How we doing, people? Are we staying calm during a little market pullback? VOO is down 2% this past week. It got crushed this week, but we've been in the middle of a 3-year bull run, so a little pullback isn't the end of the world. So it's not gonna crush you. Honestly, I hope if it does pull back more, just buy more. It's fine. Pullbacks are part of the game. Yes, actually, remember it did dip below 600 at some point throughout the week. At the end of the week here, look, 599. Just stick to the plan. Just keep buying. But really, I wanted to talk about options and why I like picking these. Come on, there we go. Why I like picking strike prices that are so far below the current price. Now on Monday, I dropped a video placing this IBIT options contract here. And I was like, yeah, I like to pick things that are way below the strike price. I'm foregoing premium just because I would rather have lower premium but lower chance of assignment. Okay, because higher premium, higher chance of assignment. Now, I was like, I think Bitcoin will probably find some resistance and recover, but it did not. But I picked this contract where the strike price was just so far below the current price that it still expired worthless. And I even had a couple dollars to spare still. I think it got down to like 47, maybe finished the week at 48. I had 44.5. That's why I personally have been, I would say, combination of lucky and conservative that I've never actually had a contract assigned to me. Now, I'm not some cocky person that says that's never going to happen. It's going to happen. At some point, I will get shares assigned to me. It hasn't happened yet, but it absolutely will happen. And when it does, if I'm picking these low strike prices or strike prices that are far off from the current price, that means the stock or whatever, the ETF, has dropped a significant amount from the highs or the current price. And I'm getting it at such a percentage off the all-time highs that I believe if I just maybe hold on to it for a little while, it's going to recover past my strike price that I had to buy them at. And when it does, I'm just selling it. I'm clearing the margin. I don't want to hold a bunch of margin, keep margin in my account, and have to start paying that back and paying it back with interest. So that's why I think when I placed this on Monday in my video, I think that maybe IBIT was at like 52-ish. And I'm like, yeah, we're going down conservative here. I picked the 42 or the 44.5. So I could have been like, hey, let's just go for that premium. Let's pick that 40 or let's pick that 49. And let's say I did that so I could have got a bunch of premium. I would have been assigned shares right now. But it's expired worthless. I get to just kind of keep the premium. And one of these things is like, so Bitcoin has, and just the reason that this is red is because this actually like doesn't capture the close when it actually closes. So like if the option goes down while it's still in effect, this will show red even though it can still expire worthless. So that's why if you go to like the actual realized profits and losses, you can just kind of see like each week I have not had any red. I only have about 3 months of data because I did transfer my account from a different brokerage to Robinhood about 3 months ago. When I transferred it, they had a 1% transfer match going on, so I got like a little over 1,000 for that because I transferred a little over 100,000. And then I also made sure I was like, if I transfer this, I want the Robinhood Gold credit card with that 3% cash back. So if you can promise me that and you give me that 1% transfer bonus, let's do it. So they said, let's do it. So we did it. So okay, here's my real numbers, right? $297. And actually, this is not this doesn't take out the fee that they charge. So maybe $295.50 or whatever the fee ended up being. Because each contract, like let's say you sell a contract for $1, you'll get 95 cents back. Robinhood's got to eat too. They got to collect their fees. You ever see Robinhood's stock price lately? It's through the roof. So my 5 cents here and there, I'm sure, are impacting that. So now, when I go to place an options contract next week, how I kind of like to do it is I'll kind of create my watch list down here. And these are all things that I would potentially wouldn't mind selling a contract on. A lot of these are so some of these are just high volatility, like IBIT, Bitcoin. We know Bitcoin's volatile, right? And Bitcoin has dropped 25-30% from the all-time highs. So if I could go to IBIT and then take one that's like another 15% off, that would mean if I got assigned, I'd be getting assigned Bitcoin. Well, IBIT, which, follows Bitcoin, at like 40% off from the all-time highs. So if I get assigned that, I gotta believe Bitcoin will eventually at least kind of, it moves up and down. At some point, it'll rebound over. It doesn't even have to go all the way back to the all-time high. Just rebound over to the price I bought it. So like if let's take a look. Like this is gonna change before the market opens Monday, but it's at $48 right now. Let's say I go down to the 38, pick something that's $10 below. 48 to 38, that's probably about a 20% drop. So if it's already dropped like 25%, another 20%, be like 40 to 45% off all-time highs, whatever that number is. We're just doing some estimate math here. But yeah, like I would absolutely, let's say even we just do 5 cents, I would absolutely open something like this Monday morning if these numbers stay where they are. So that's sort of the way I'm picking options. That's why I personally like to do it. I would rather have smaller premiums, smaller chance of assignment. All right, people, stay calm, buy the dip. Matter of fact, ABB, you ever heard that? Always be buying.